Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to Sanjog Movie Reviews. Today we are going to talk about a web series on Netflix. It goes by the name Tokyo Swindlers. What are swindlers? Swindlers are those people who sell land illegally. They use fraud as one of the main mechanism to sell somebody else's land. They will either have an imposter, they will train the person, and then they will sell the land. The person whose land it really belongs will never know until someone comes and tells him that this land has been sold. And the person who bought the land will later on know that that land does not belong to the person from him who he had taken the land. Basically, this story is based around the Second World War and later on 2017. A big scam happened with the Japanese company, close to 10 billion yen. And how does this operate? They have a big team. The person sits at the top, then they have an informer, then they have a lawyer, then they have a imposter trainer, then they have a brilliant coordination guy. So all of them work together in tandem, and then it looks like a big event. Whenever they are working together, whenever they're going to buy a land or sell a land, it looks as if they are like hardcore professionals. And this particular web series is based on a real story. That there are two main characters in this whole web series. There is Harrison and Takumi. Harrison, this character is built in such a way that you feel that he is someone. From the first episode, there is one particular scene where he takes on a wild bear. And that particular scene projects him as a very powerful person. Then he is the leader of the whole pack, and there are different characters. So then in this particular web series, he takes a new person as his trainee. This trainee and his relationship is what runs through the first episode to the last episode, 7 episodes. Then in this particular web series, you will understand many things. For example, how a company works, how greed is one of the reasons why people fall prey to this kind of frauds. Because of greed, people don't go into cross-checking. They want everything to go very fast, very fast, very fast. And this is where the people who do the fraud use that particular emotion. As far as if the episode is binge-worthy, definitely it's binge-worthy. Because if you start with the first episode, you want to see the second episode, and then you want to see the third episode, and it goes on. Acting, each character has done the acting very nice. Particular things about the Japanese society which is interesting. For example, when there is a lady in the cab and if the driver wants to take a right or a left, that is going to happen after 5 minutes, he will tell in advance that I am going to take a left or right. This doesn't happen in India. So that is the level of respect for the person sitting behind. That is the level of rules and regulations they follow. But I am surprised also because in the same episode they show that identity can be forged. And it is very difficult to forge. When I checked Google to understand if that is really possible, it is possible, but it requires high-end technology. And in this episode, they have shown that these people have high-end technology. So logically, the program is Logically, the program is online with reality. There is the emotional angle that drives the whole episode. Harrison recruits a new person. This new person has a history, and why he has come into this particular profession, why he wants to cheat people, why the new person wants to cheat people, why he wants to be a land swindler. That is of interest. That you will know in the 5th episode and 6th and 7th episode, and that will be a surprise. And whenever you watch a web series and if there is a surprise element or story turns out to be something else from what you have thought, you like it. The story turns out to be something different. Why the person joined this particular person, Harrison, and his group, why Takumi joined Harrison. That is of interest to see. There is one thing which I saw which is very unique. In Japan, every person has this kind of wooden stamp, and they put this stamp on the paper when they are agreeing for any commitment. It's a kind of signature, a particular signature. I didn't see that in India. We don't have something of that, so we need to basically sign it. Harrison, the main person, the main scamster, is shown to be very classy, and he is very calm and composed under tension, but he is very ruthless. You can see a high amount of violence, and there is this one person in this web series who is a cop, and how he dies, that is very sad. How Harrison kills him, that is one of those particular scenes which you have not seen in some other movie, because the way he kills this particular cop is completely different. You could have never imagined that this is also possible. So in a whole, if you start this particular web series from episode 1, and if you see the episode 1 properly, because episode 1 is the crux, they will explain you everything there, then you follow the story, and once you start it, you will not stop. You will go on watching continuously in a loop. So that is the testament of how this particular web series is. This web series is very good to watch. Full of knowledge, full of drama, full of fast-paced decisions. And when they all sit together to sell the property or buy the property, you can see the energy, the counter questions, how they deal with the counter questions. If there's a new situation, how they deal with it. All those things are very interesting. On a whole, very nice Japanese web series. This is based on a true story. This is also based on a book, on a novel. So, makes for good watching. See you again. Bye bye and take care.